No, I don't think anybody watches these. It's more of a practice in futility. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Director's Commentary. I'm your host, Dustin Klein, and today we are going to go over the latest episode, Gravel Bike as Road Bike. And yes, all the titles are SEO titles. It's just the name of the game. You know, anything, I'm just grasping at straws here, whatever I can get. Let's get into it. Here we go. The new animation sequence, that's from my buddy Drew. He is a solid dude, and he's hooked up a couple animations for it. And taught me a few things, which I'll talk about later. How cool is this thing they do? They build a route for everybody every week and every month, and then they send it out. It's so amazing. Rode the e-bike. You know, I basically wanted to see, I'm still kind of trying to figure out how far I can push the thing. In this, I learned a lot today, in this episode. I probably learned a lot today also. Oh, and the songs in this episode, banging hot. Red hot, like that bonfire in the middle of the city.
Hey, what exactly are we doing today?
Tell us, Ron.
Pre-ride, February's OMTM Ride of the Month. What's the
So
name of it?
amazing.
Sandy Southeaster.
Which actually means Sandy is a town, southeasterly. I was confused by that. I was like, Easter? It's February. I don't...
February's
Really?
choice is going to be 95% road ride
Yeah.
because it's winter.
All right,
He had a whole monologue about why it's a road ride instead of a gravel ride because it's messy and dirty and some of the roads aren't as good. But, you know, I think that just summed it up quite. Which, on with the next. Yeah. Look at that crazy car. It had like a reply,
Hey,
whatever.
Ron, what tires
Dude
you
likes
working with
zombies.
today?
Oh, I got some fresh rubber
Oh,
meat
this is-
on today. These are
he says
Renee
something.
Hurst. Right turn. Watch the squirrel.
He loves
Renee
squirrels.
Hurst Snoqualmie Pass.
This
They're
part.
700 by 44 claims, but they actually measure out to like 41.
It took me watching this like 4 times. He says they're 700 by 44 claim. So meaning they're marketed as 44. And then the craziest shit to me is they end up showing up. How does this talking work? They end up revealing to a 41. What the? I've never heard of the tire going that much smaller, 3 millimeters. But then another thing he was saying is that they kept kind of, he felt like they kept like stretching out. And that's why he says we'll see what they are at the end of the...
Right now, we'll see what they plump up to by the end of the day.
Yeah, so they're just like, I don't know, super stretchy, which sounds kind of comfortable, but kind of risky. I don't know. If you've had any experience with these Ron, okay. This is Ryan's humble abode. This cool little bike shed. Everyone's got one. I was proud of that transition. Swipe to action.
Sealant. Thanks, babe.
It's always kind of good when you see that the sealant is actually doing something. You're like, all right, thank you for that. A nice wintry Oblivion day with lots of those. Yeah, the trails are funny. They'll be pretty dry, and then there'll just be pockets of complete slop.
Ryan is like the pinnacle of fast is smooth, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
I still don't
Am I
know.
saying that wrong?
No, I still don't know what it is. Smooth is slow, slow is fast. I still don't know what the fuck it is. I think it's like a meditation on just go slow is the point of that. How much time is he gonna talk about the slow, smooth, fast thing? Well, it's a lot, okay? Just enough. Dude, that bike makes B-roll happen.
Arugula and cheese inside of it, and it's gonna be fucking delicious.
It's good.
tortilla is
Can I have
egg.
one? Give me none. Yeah, my wife was like, yeah, it's a crepe. Crepes, that's what crepes are made out of. And I keep thinking, like, I don't know, like, how do they get the eggs so spread out? It's insane. Yeah, okay. I thought this timing was good.
Oh, wow.
And then cut to me. Oh. You know, it's like sculpting a joke by like a really bad comedian. With editing, you get a control over everything.
Suburb hopping. We go from nature to the burbs to the nature to the burbs. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Dude, we would be in the craziest, most disgusting suburbs and then straight into this deep forest. It was crazy. You're like, whoa.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, tell me about
Okay, how lackluster is that response? I'm just saying, like, in my heart said, fuck it, never mind. But my brain said, no, you must keep going. So we kept going.
your bike.
Yeah.
Well, the last bike I had was very green. I kind of pushed the other direction, and now it's.
He broke his last bike and he didn't want to get into this whole thing,
What
so.
size tires you running?
These are 42s, which for me is like super, super small.
He does ride some big old
What
tires.
kind of material is this bike?
This is nice grade steel with.
Nice grade.
carbon fork.
I couldn't understand that for a minute,
This bike
too.
is legit. The fenders match the wheels.
Yeah, Ryan has good style choices. His outfits are always like color coordinated and just like the right way. Both him and Ron will wear like wacky sunglasses at times. I think it's because they were both performers, musical performers, so they've got a keen eye for the theatrics. The song is so good, both of them. B-roll. That's thanks to the power Duracell bike. Oh, I like that. See how it dips down and then it raises up? I'm slowly learning how to film things. You just gotta keep that camera moving. Every little but smooth is fast. Fast is slow. Power mode there with that pass. Just a nice little breakdown montage here. That was a cool little switchback, looking down through the trees. Sandy River.
What do you love about long distance cycling?
Okay, here's a good little interlude. Ryan rides a lot. Like a lot. I think on Strava, I might be making these numbers up, but they'll kind of make my point. Yeah, I'm probably making these numbers up. I think it says like total distance, you know, since you've started Strava. This is probably wrong. I think mine said 50,000. And I think his said 70,000. Those are fucked up. That's wrong. No, I think it was 5,000 for the year and 7,000. No, that's not right either. Anyways, I just keep throwing numbers at him. They'll get the point eventually. He rides a ton, no car, very dedicated to cycling. So that's why it's kind of interesting. I was interested to ask him, like, what do you really like about this ultra endurance? So not only does he ride a lot just in his real life, but he'll do like 150-mile rides like often. Like 200-mile ride, like not out of the normal for this guy. So he is next level in the group for sure.
What I love is the pacing, and also the way that you can look at a landscape over time. There's a kind of acceptance that can happen in your body that's only comes with a lot of hours, I've found.
He had a lot more, but I feel like I cut it down into a nice, succinct little explanation. I like those shots, the group. Little goat just likes to climb on stuff.
Have you noticed your food consumption going down because you've been doing so many big miles over the years?
Might have asked
better
that
shape
question.
I'm in, I find the less food I need.
Oh, and look at all the cars behind us. I had no idea. There's like, and actually, just at the moment that I paused it, Ron, you can hear him in the background going, "Car back!" Like, get the hell out of the road, Dustin.
That is
There he's.
Fascinating. I don't know why though.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. They're probably still mad. See the cut back to the climbing.
I'm checking out the smelter.
Ryan didn't really
Smooth ride.
say much about riding the turbo, the e-bike. I think he was just more interested in the fact that he could get like a cargo bike version, which I think would suit him very well.
Should have unrolled it.
How civilized. It's cool that you guys are doing this monthly
Oh, here they
ride
explain
gathering
it.
thing. What is this?
It's just a recommended route that people do on their own time, at their own pace, in their own way, in a dispersed kind of fashion.
So
That they put out once a month for the group. And then the group is omtm.cc, and it's basically routes around Portland. So if you don't live in Portland, it's kind of like whatever. But please take this concept and utilize it in your community because it's so cool. What a great way to get to know the area. What a cool way to stoke out the community. And just like, I don't know, I love this because routes are gold for adventure cyclists. They're really like, it's the bike and the route. And then that's, everything else is just cheese and dolmas.
cool. So you get a customized route once a month, served on a golden platter.
So awesome.
by
Thank
Route
you,
Master
Ron.
Ron Lewis, and
Thank you, Ryan.
Fransconi. So for only $19.99.
Hey, I made this animation. Look at how crazy it is. It looks very amateur. Dude, that 4-second, that was probably like 2 seconds. That took so long. Animation, holy moly.
I probably should have the power on.
I didn't have the power on very often on this ride. It was only to like catch up, or to go ahead, which is hard to do. So I kind of thought like, oh, you know, you get this power bike, you can go ahead and get shots. If you don't know the route, you don't know what the hell you're going ahead for. So it's just kind of interesting realization there. That's like one of those things that like sounds good when it's pitched or marketed to you, and then the reality of it is like, that's not true. That doesn't work at all. What do you think of that animation? Hey, do you guys like the map update? Oh, also one of my favorite parts was Ron shrugging after I was like, nothing else to report. I didn't know he was doing that. I just point the camera back and hopefully there's a shot there. And there was! Good looking out, Mr. Ron. The maps. Do you like seeing the maps kind of as the journey goes on? Seems kind of nice to know, like, wow, where are they on the journey? It's funny, like I don't say nothing for the first 3 quarters, and then I say something like every 10 miles after that. 55 miles in, so tired. On those smooth grooves. And I'm gonna ramble about this jersey jacket here. I like those. That shot.
Okay, check it out.
So sick. Slow and low on the right, and then I flipped it around back to them. It looks like 2 different that's some dorky like filmer thing where you fall in love with a shot. That's, yeah, no one notices, but I'm like, that's the coolest.
I was on Instagram the other day.
I talk about this jacket for a little bit too long. Hey, I was kind of excited to talk about it. And I thought, you know, why not? Like, I even say it in here, like, why not share this? If I find something interesting, share it with you. That's the point. Like half of this stuff on here is I just want to, you know, inform you in whatever way I can through the resources that I have. Like, why not? So I hit them up, got that vest jacket thing, and it's cool. Vintage vibes, no big logos. Wind block on the sleeves, which is super smart, super smart. Not often seen. And then they have these bizarre pocket vent things like on the shoulder. Super weird. I don't understand it. And they're these dumb little like princess zippers, which are really hard to open up.
So you can slow down.
I had to pull over to open it.
I do go pretty fast on the turbo. If I do say so myself.
I'm so proud of this.
It did the Kessel run in 11 parsecs. Let me zip up my shoulder pad there. Okay.
11? Wait a minute. Solo did it in 12. Well, that's right. The Creo is pretty quick.
On this guy, it makes the bike way easier to ride in the winter.
God, that's so true. I mean, that's why I talked about it, because it's such a big deal.
But once they're in there, they're pretty good.
And those fenders are a pain in the ass.
Thank you.
They don't really focus on tires because they're from San Jose, basically. And it doesn't rain. Like, they're like, whatever, we don't, what's rain? So, but this song, this shot too, slow.
Oh, yeah.
This thing was this crazy little chunk.
Swallowed a bug. It's 3 calories. Ron, it just
Yeah, it's 3 calories. I thought that was funny. This little we call these spur excursions. This was not on the route. It was just like, let's check this thing out. But look at how epic it was. Just like this sudden rainforest of ancient, amazing. And back to the road. A lot of road ride. I don't know if this translated. Basically, I was like, hey, let me pull you guys because of the power bike. I went too hot. Blew them out. It's super fun to be able to tell your friends, though. And I was honestly trying to do that. This gravel was so soft and loose. It was like a super energy drag. And Cazadero is the name of the road or the section. So I'll just throw questions at Ron to see how he answers on the fly.
Great reveal.
And also, let me just pause this for a second to say, this route has a coffee stop in it and a taco stop. Awesome. Super awesome.
This looks amazing.
Little time lapse
5
there.
hours, 66 miles in, 21% right here. Holy cow. I don't know if I feel like a schmuck or a tough guy for not using the battery.
Schmuck, for
on those
sure.
gnarly climbs.
I feel like such a
Schmuck and
tough guy.
Hey, how's it going? They call me Thrad. Cause I
Oh yeah, and I was supposed to be like a schmucky tough guy, like some guy named, and then I think I said like Brad, and I was like, oh, that's like too, like I don't want to offend anybody. So I was like, okay, not Brad, what's a fake name? And then it kind of just made me look crazier than normal, which is fine.
Called Triple Mad.
And then look how I'm in like the highest gear right here, just like. Oh god. Hey, it's hard for me to watch even, so you know, don't feel bad. I'll feel bad for the both of us.
Currently running solidarity mode.
Ryan came up with that. He's like, "Are you?" At one point, he was like, "Do you have your power on?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Are you doing it out of solidarity?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess so." It was kind of an interesting question, cause yeah, like I feel like I don't want to have the power on all the time, cause it's kind of like a cheater move. Like, if your friends are dying and you're just like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I mean, I would, but I haven't. And even when I am dying, I obviously won't use it. Oh yeah, this section.
I had the Future Shock locked out. Second half, I opened it up, and it was totally different.
It was cool
Way
to do
more
that.
Stable, way more control. It just felt nice and taken care of.
Yeah, very big difference. And then I just thought this was funny. Ryan's like stone cold face. He was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. Watch the movie." Movie. That's my way to make me feel like I'm doing something bigger than I am.
Slight bonking vibes. And I'm starting to eat all my food and so weak.
Also, that bike's heavy.
So weak.
I should weigh it with all the crap on it.
What the hell? I don't know what the...
I bet it's like 38, 35, 38 with all the stuff on it.
Let me just...
No, it's 32. Damn. I think it's 28.
That feels good. Wow. It's like
Whatever.
calling an Uber for your legs. 0 fucks given.
It's like a Prius bike, pretty much. Yeah.
I just need a moment. That might have been just a little bit more than I expected.
That was a big ride.
But with that said, it was fine. It was okay. That was like a multi.
It was fine. It was okay. Well,
road ride.
that's what you get.
Assist on the bike on the way home is like such.
Oh my god. On the way back, especially if you're like ride to the ride kind of vibes and you're going through a city, I've really been finding that the e-bike works best for commuting. It's just like, get that bullshit junk miles out of the way and then go do your thing. And then that obviously goes for just straight commuting. So I said that funny, but also like commuting to a ride to the ride, you got to slog through the crap to get to the good stuff. Just e-bike that crap, just like get it out of here. Which makes it a lot more fun than driving. It's different than driving. Driving's fun because you're warm and dry and listening to music and you can eat things.
God, it's like chocolate milk for your body. Wait a minute, chocolate milk is for your body.
You know, sometimes the jokes I put them in just because they're there. They're not always funny.
Massive shout out.
Even though I did think that one was kind of funny, but
for making this happen. How cool are these two? They do a ride.
Hey, look at that
for
freak.
OMTM
Yeah,
every month.
he's bigger.
For the Ride of the Month Club. And what a cool ride.
God, the ride of the month. I'm telling you, please, people do that. Spread that formula. It's so good. And then when we travel, we'll be able to find our own zones, routes. Good Lord. Visit Portland, have way more routes than you could ever do. You'll get overwhelmed by all the routes. You'll be like, which one's which? What do I
It's
do?
like a road ride sprinkled in with some single track and some cutting
Zeeby
stuff.
dabba deeby dooba.
And the ride by the numbers. Holy cow.
Yeah, big day.
7 hours, 10 minutes, rolling time. It's like a full day of work.
Yeah, that was like a lot of just doing it.
55 miles.
That's like a Ryan Francesconi ride.
Woo!
Someone was like, wouldn't you want to keep riding until you get 100 miles? And I was like, I don't give a shit. Really, like, I would have had the electronic assist on and I was just over it. And I just wanted to, because then I got to film the end. I don't know. I don't care. And I did say that to Ryan, actually. I was like, oh, I'm not going to quite hit a century and I'm going to be so close. And Ryan was like, I think anything over 80 is good. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just adopt that mentality now.
Big boy pants.
That's a Fergus reference. He used to say, you better put on your big boy pants. Actually, Ryan and Fergus should ride together because they're both long distance animals. Although Ryan's tempo is slower than Fergus. I don't know if that would work.
And 7,400 feet of elevation.
And it still had a
And
ton
how
of
much
climbing.
battery do you have left? 7.5 cells left out of 10.
Someone in the comments was like, that should be a stock answer. And I think that's a good request. I think it should be, to just see how much of that battery's left. And a couple people have asked, hey, do a video. They say turbo mode, which is like 100% power, and see how long the battery lasts, which I think is a cool idea too, because I don't really know how long it'll last. I kind of had the thought of just like power on and just going until it dies and then turning around and riding back. Doesn't that sound like the worst way to do that? Yeah.
I barely scratched the surface. Amazing. If there's anything you liked here, go ahead, hit the like button.
Hey, do you notice the
If you haven't
subliminal
subscribed,
likes when I do
now
that?
might be the time.
Blink, blink.
And have I told you about the neck gaiters?
Hey, we'll just have this ender be for this video too. Go ahead and subscribe. There's new gators. They're amazing. There is a lot in there though. Pulsar now. 3 pulsars.
Until next time, this is Dustin Klein.
Oh, my favorite.
Signing off.
I was so excited when I figured out I could do that. I was like, oh, what if I gave it like a Frodo vibe? Come on, it's so good. So don't be surprised if you see more of that. Well, there you go. I hope that you found at least something mildly interesting there. If not, hey, I don't blame you. If you've made it this far, you are a true player, a solid person, and hey, can we just be friends? Because everyone else has left. My name is Dustin Klein. I'm glad to see you here. If there's anything you liked here, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and forgot to mention, I've got new white on clear stickers for the Slow AF and the one-wheel drive. Those are in the Klein artist shop. That is right here. Check out the actual length video of this video, which is right here. All right, player. Good times. Dustin Klein, signing off. Where's the ring?